Felsőt, the hometown of Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban. The local residents have never seen anything like it. Their main street is filled with demonstrators.
It's a disgrace what's happening here in Hungary.
Many Hungarians have begun to see the town of just 1,800 inhabitants as a kind of breeding ground for shady politics, in particular for Viktor Orban and his old school chum, Ferenc Mészáros. Both came from modest backgrounds. Mészáros worked as a gas fitter. Orban went into politics. Today, Mészáros is also a politician. He's mayor of Felsőt. He also happens to be one of Hungary's wealthiest businessmen. On the way to the Felsőt City Council, reporters asked the multimillionaire how he managed to grow his fortune so much faster than even Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg. Mészáros replies that he's just smarter than Zuckerberg. András Váradi found out how Mészáros uses his smarts. At one time, András and his family made a good living as sheep farmers. They grazed several hundred sheep on state pasture land, which they leased.
Suddenly, the lease was terminated without notice. We had to sell off our sheep immediately. Sheep farming was our livelihood. Now it's all lost.
The new leaseholder is Mészáros. He uses his power to get more and more agricultural land in Hungary under his control. His connections with Orban have certainly done no harm. Small farmers like Váradi had to get out of the way. In Budapest, too, Orban's friend has been active. He's said to have gained enough influence over the largest opposition daily to have it closed down. The reporters were out of a job from one day to the next. One of them, Gábor Horváth, is now with another opposition publication. He says the worst part of it is that all the revelations about Mészáros and Orban have had no effect. Nobody is investigating. The state prosecution is controlled by the government. Mészáros has a completely free hand.
It's obvious. Hardly anyone else is getting public contraction contracts in Hungary anymore. And Mészáros is everywhere. He bought up the hotels and Lake Balaton. And tenders with EU funding are formulated, so he's the only one who could possibly get them.
Nepotism seems to be flourishing in Orban's Hungary. The parliamentary opposition is weak but persistent.
I ask you, Mr. Orban, is Mészáros, the mayor of Felsőt, a relative of yours? I repeat, are you related to Mr. Mészáros?
And if I understand you correctly, my answer is no.
In Felsőt, the mayor deals with pointed questions in a similar manner.
I've never counted my private fortune. I don't know how much it is. I'd have to sit down and add it all up and see how much this and that is worth. It's not so easy.
Anything goes in Hungary. All that matters is whether or not you have a good connection with Orban.
András Váradi isn't going to take it sitting down. He's joining the protests against the ever-increasing nepotism under Orban. Now, many more outraged people have arrived in Felsőt. András Váradi has never seen this kind of solidarity before.